The question of the day at Flowery Branch is whether or not Michael Penix will be able to play when Miami comes to town. 1 o'clock kickoff at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Sunday. They are saying Dimino, he's got a bone bruise in his foot, and he is day-to-day, and he'll be limited all week long. So Kirko, could he be Kirk Cousins, the starting quarterback, come 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon?
I have no idea what news we'll hear coming over the next few days about being on the field is one thing, taking number one snaps, being the only guy to take number one snaps, or is Kirk Cousins going to get him? Because two things. You're looking to keep Michael Penix off his feet, but you also have to play that weight. If he either gets stepped on, if he turns it wrong, something happens during the game. My guess is you have to do a little bit more of a split. Even if Michael Penix, good to go, you're not running him as your number one quarterback all day long if he's just kind of good to go. So we'll see. Look, I'd said it the other day. If he had a bad first half, and I am going to ask this question again, why is he immune? I keep hearing, well, you don't want to do that to set yourself up for a problem if you play Kirk Cousins. Hey, with all due respect, I have no idea if this coaching staff knows what to do or what not to do, and my lean is they don't know what to do more times than not. But they're all going to lose their jobs. And if you want to tell me, well, Michael Penix, you can't put Kirk Cousins in because now we have a problem. There's a controversy going on. Yeah, better a controversy with wins than just watching another guy pull a Kirk Cousins like last year where you go, something's up with him. He's not playing good football. So when did it become this cautionary tale of, I got to worry about everybody's feelings around here? I got to worry about social media. No, you got to worry about winning games going to the playoffs because you're all going to be fired if you don't.
And I understand your sentiment. The best way I can answer that is he's a young quarterback. We have to let him go through some of these growing pains. So
no problem.
Big picture.
That's a different.
Can I finish?
Yeah, but that's a different story than what people are saying.
Big picture, he can get better in the end.
What are people saying? You can't have that controversy. That's different than telling me that a young quarterback needs to play.
If you play him, regardless, you're going to have a controversy.
What's the first thing out of everybody's mouth when you hear you can't pull him out of a game now? You're setting up a controversy.
Well, of course you would be, yeah.
Oh, they can't.
Do you trust them to handle anything, let alone a quarterback controversy?
If they're worried about that, I got the wrong guys in charge anyway. You're supposed to pick the best guy. They didn't do it last year because Kirk Cousins stunk and was hurt and stunk.
Well, that's why
they got it wrong last year. What are they going to do? You get a free pass this year if you get it wrong again?
I don't trust them to get anything right.
So who's going to determine whether he's not good this week if Michael Penix plays or if he's hurt? Who's going to determine that? I watched them try last year. They were terrible at it to the point where they're all in a hot seat because they couldn't figure out a quarterback right in front of their eyes. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, game day Sunday was hurt. They didn't figure it out last year. Well, that's my point. Don't tell me about a controversy. I don't know if the people in charge will know what it is they're seeing.
I think this goes back to the bigger picture issue that you have with this organization and what we said with Michael Penix and his development. He's 9 games in as a starter. There's going to be growing pains. And we said this prior to the season. But do you trust the people around him to help him? Bigger picture.
Well, that's they didn't do it because they had a guy upstairs, and I watched a guy looking that 1,000-mile stare because he had nobody talking to him when he struggled. Throw a pick, nobody talks to him. Not Kirk Cousins, not Raheem Morris. Never had a headset on. You never put a headset on your quarterback when he got to the sidelines. That's my point, Nick. If you're telling me, well, you can't do it because you're setting up this controversy, no, I have to do it. I just don't trust them to do it when they're supposed to.
Well, let's see if he is healthy enough to start come Sunday afternoon. Here's Raheem Morris talking about the performance of Michael Penix, not only on Sunday, but overall.
These guys with these off-platform throws, his ability to throw from anywhere, his ability to reach people in different areas, but you for sure can always see a little bit of inconsistency when he throws it at times, and that's a little bit who he is. That's who he was in college. That's who he is right now, and he's gotten better and better throughout the process, so I'm loving where he's going as far as his development and, just remaining the fact that he'll continue to get better with all those things, with some of the core fundamentals of his play, just based on the stuff and the work that he does with DJ, TJ and Zach. I mean, I got a lot of confidence where he's going with that.
So the issue is on the road because he's had the same issues on the road. And in their last 2 road games, they've been outscored 50-10, not using the middle of the field. That was the issue against San Francisco. Obviously, a lot of issues against Carolina. One of them, though, not using the middle of the field. Same deal, even though you won in Minnesota, you struggled in the red zone, not trusting yourself to use the middle of the field. And if you really want to be a contender in this league, you got to start performing better on the road. And that's the next challenge when you want to talk about the growth of this quarterback and this team, because they seem to have the same disconnect on the road.
Two things. I have no idea if Michael Penix is the guy. And neither do they,
Nobody
and neither do you, and neither does anybody else. So stop with the, well, we've got to play him because we picked him 8th. No, guys picked higher than 8th have bombed out. Some of them get a second chance. Number 2, I think I'm going to end up feeling bad for Michael Penix when all is said and done around here, because I don't think he's going to get coached up. I don't think the people in charge know what the hell to do. I'll also say this. I'll count them. I'm not even going to lie about this because now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed because I keep hearing all of this side mouth, side throat talk about what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. I say it once in a while. I don't say it often. It's time to put big boy pants on and tell the truth. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cuts from Raheem Morris. I listened to the whole thing. We have 10 cuts. I'm going to tell you something about these 10 cuts. 10 cuts. He has a 1 in 10 chance to just not do this. 2 in 10, 5 in 10, 7 in 10, and I would change my tune about him. There's not one cut of these 10 where something is explained where you feel better or you have a better understanding about mindset, what happened, what doesn't happen. Not one. We have 10 cuts. If we played the spin the wheel of cuts, any cut we played, don't set it up, just play it. If you listen to it, I'll tell you what he sounds like. If words were marbles and you had a handful of marbles and you threw them on the floor, the words would go all in every direction. There's not a finished thought. There's not a finished sentence. Now, here's where I'm going to throw him a bone. That doesn't mean you can't coach. It just means, get ready for it. It just means this is the biggest thing. And if you do not realize this about this guy, probably this staff and this organization, he has 15 minutes to go to a postgame. Then he has a whole day to go to Monday, yesterday's press conference. Let me give you an analogy. He has the test and he still fails. He knows every question that is going to be asked of him and he fails. Now, on its own, does that mean he can't coach? No, but I'm going to tell you what it tells me. He doesn't know how to be coached. And if you don't know how to be coached, you're probably not a good coach.
And that's why I think you have the inconsistencies that you have. In the meantime, you've got a must-win situation. Is it blown out of proportion at times to say you have to win a game? Yes, especially in the NFL. You have Miami coming in. They are done. They quit on the field against the Browns last Sunday. Is Tua going to be the starter? Yes, he's going to be the starter. And apparently this guy, Mike McDaniel, is still going to be the head coach as he makes the announcement as far as the future of the quarterback position in Miami is concerned.
Yeah, he's going to take the snaps this week, and he's going to be our starter this week. And my expectation is that we don't throw 10 picks.
Thank you, Mike McDaniel, for that solid analysis and a little bit of humor there thrown in. If you want to talk about, though, on the field, what you have to be concerned about, Devon Achane, 89 rushes, 472 yards, 3 scores. He's one of those guys that can break it if you don't have the right fit in the running game. And what was the issue against San Francisco? Not the right fit in the running game. And Divine Diablo, he broke his arm. So he's going to be out for a while, obviously, including this upcoming Sunday. And now Bertrand is going to have to be that inside linebacker. Yes, he had 10 tackles, but what's the most overblown statistic in all of football? It's tackles. Because if you're making a tackle 10, 12 yards downfield, then it's not really a good thing.
Well, it's better than not having any tackles. What are they going to do an open tryout today, like you do with kickers? Are 3 guys going to get off a train with a stick like a hobo and make their way to Flowery Branch to say, I hear you're looking for linebackers? Because they are looking for linebackers. It doesn't feel like they have any depth. Who knows? I'm not there. I'm not going down that road. I'm telling you that Miami is a directional school. You know what the problem is? They're a directional school. I'm saying that about an NFL team. They're not a serious franchise. You let this guy keep coaching and speaking. The only thing that would drive me more crazy than Raheem Morris, and actually, you know what? I'm lying about that. Mike McDaniel doesn't drive me crazy. He's not mine. He's not mine. I don't care what he says. High, not high, dumb, smart, too smart for the room. Doesn't matter. He's not mine. My coach, and I'm going to ask you a question directly, and I'll ask anybody listening right now, has there ever been an answer that he's given where you felt you understood a situation more?
No.
Okay. Has there been ever an answer 24 hours later where you go, oh, wait, that's what they were thinking. They were able to express it to me. Time for me to rethink it. 4th and 1. Nope. Nationally, they're getting bombed. End of the first half. Nationally, they're getting bombed. Nationally, folks, people that don't give six rips about the Falcons have decided to perk up about the Falcons because of the only thing consistent around here is people always look at decisions we make game day. I'm talking about even the press conferences after games and the next day, during the week. Nothing gets cleaned up by this staff. Nothing. You can't clean up what happened at the end of the first half. I don't care. There's no excuse for what happened at the end of the first half. How many times has that happened?
Well, a lot.
Okay,
Matt
4th
Schaub,
and 1. We ran the play we wanted. But he also was stupid enough to say in that clip, it's a play we've had success with. Yeah, that's why Chase Lucas knew it was coming. Why are you even saying this out loud like you're justifying it? You just had a DB right after that game say, I knew what was coming. You go to Monday's press conference and you say out loud, we've had success with that play. Yeah, not anymore because you ran it so many times with the wrong personnel on the field. Did he explain why Bijan Robinson wasn't on the field any better than you?
Do you want to hear it? I know you don't, but I think some people may have missed it because he was asked about that 4th and 1 play.
Listen to this and find out if this is an explanation.
Here's his explanation. Do we have Raheem Morris cut 22?
He has been one of the better players with the pressure throughout the year. And last night was a good night for those guys. We didn't play as well as we had normally played. He had been one of the more clutch guys in the fourth quarter. He had been one of the clutch guys in third downs. He had been one of the clutch guys versus pressure. He's done an awesome job doing some of those different things. So we got to get back to doing that. Last night, they outplayed us. They did a better job than we did. They were the more physical team. They deserved to win.
So I don't know what that was. That was a jumbled mess. But he explained why Bijan wasn't on the field, and I thought that was the cut. Don't know if it was. Don't know if it wasn't. But to your point, Chris, it's a jumbled mess.
Yeah, play cut 21 because that'll be the one where he explains. And I don't use the word explain lightly here. He doesn't explain. He does not explain why Bijan Robinson wasn't on the field. He knew the question was going to be asked. He knew it was going to be asked, and this is the best he can come up with one day later. Bijan 21, please. Hit the button.
You said that Bijan's the best player in the league, so why not have the best player in the league on the field in the biggest moment?
The best player in the league, for sure. Obviously, do you want him in there? Obviously. But, when you got a lot of really good players, 1A, 1B, 1A, we just talked about with Zeno. He went out there, and we got a third one earlier with Tyler. They got roles. We have different things that we can do. Obviously Bijan runs some third one situations. He had just run a third one to play before. We got stuffed on the toss crack.
It's amazing.
We got a lot of really good players on our football team. We believe in a lot of good players on our football team. And Zach, looking back at right now, obviously you want Bijan on the field all the time. And you can easily second guess that one. Don't disagree with you, Zach, if you want to put him on the grass.
Do you understand here? 24
Zach Klein asking
hours.
The question from WSB.
24 hours to come up with an answer. A 1A, a 1B, he was on the field, he wasn't. We have really good players. He's the best player in the league, but maybe you're right. Maybe he was supposed to be on the field. How do you have a test and still fail the test this miserably? It's impossible. It's impossible. Folks, this happens every time he speaks. We have 7 more cuts. You could randomly play them, and you wouldn't hear one explanation.
I'll tell you this later on. He will try to explain why it didn't matter, that there were only 10 men on the field, and that's probably not going to do very good for Dimino's mindset when all is said and done. Drake London, to my original point, something is amiss with Michael Penix on the road. Is it him playing only 9 games? Yeah, he still has to develop. What about the people around him? Drake London caught 6 of his 8 targets over the middle in Week 6 against Buffalo, 105 yards and a score. This week targeted there just twice, and he caught both of the passes for 13 yards. For some reason on the road, this is a different team. And I heard John Michael say something that I thought was pretty intriguing this morning as well. Buffalo loaded the box in the second half of that game and said throw and beat us. And Atlanta couldn't do it. San Francisco did the same thing. We're going to load the box, try to beat us through the air, and they couldn't do it. So the template now is in place to beat the Falcons until they make some adjustments.
Having a strong arm cannot be your best attribute as a quarterback. It can't be. It's a nice add-on. It'll tell you that maybe you're going to throw a ball one day that we're all going to see on a highlight and go, that's as pretty as it gets. That's not how you win football games, folks. It's not. Of course they're going to send people. Of course they're going to make him try to beat them. This is what we talked about all day yesterday. They've now put it in place. If Bijan Robinson, wink, wink, best player on the field, who doesn't need to be on the field when the most important play is about to happen, because that's what you decided to do. That's not a me thing. That's a you thing. They're going to make Michael Penix try to, and now, by the way, with a sore foot, a guy who couldn't move to begin with. is now going to become the statue of all time. If he's got a sore foot and he can't move to begin with, the pin your ears back moment, safety coming, corner coming, outside linebacker coming. Hell, who knows if this line is going to be good enough to just hold up a straight 4-man rush. He is a sitting duck. And I'm going to tell you, I'm saying this again. I think in a couple of years, we're all going to look and go, I felt bad for that guy. He might need a second chance someplace else. To me, it is lining up like he will be another one of those guys who's going to need a second chance someplace else.
I hope you're wrong, but we shall see what happens down the road, including this Sunday with Michael Penix, if he indeed is even on the field.